actual play episodes of Caster's Guild. Unlike the rest of our episodes, it is highly recommended that you listen to these episodes in order. In an attempt not to ruin your immersion, we will not be reading ads during these episodes, so please help us out by checking the links in the description for T-Villain, providing awesome shirts, and for Geeky Clean, providing awesome bath products. In these episodes, our guild masters and guild members will be playing Candela Obscura, using the quick start rules available in the description. Candela Obscura is a horror tabletop role-playing game about occult investigators who hunt down dangerous supernatural forces, making incursions into a world very much like your own. Elements of body horror, human cruelty, violence, death, and the supernatural commonly present themselves to our investigators. Such things come with the territory. These episodes also contain adults reacting to extreme situations, and as such, mature language is to be expected. Therefore, listener discretion is advised.
So yeah, you get all nice and set up. Again, you don't really see any activity from the other wagon. Nothing really happening.
Okay.
My curiosity is getting the best of me right now.
Were you still kind of like sneaking, Raven?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Give me a sense roll. No. Give me a survey roll.
5.
Okay. So you are sneaking around. There are trees out there where you're at. There are bushes, like overgrowth and stuff like that. So you are able to, it's not your sneaking that you're used to, but, you know, it's doing its thing. And go ahead and give me a hide roll, since that's what you're doing.
A 4.
Okay. So you are sneaking around, and just as you are getting close, you look ahead of you, and you see someone else hiding in the bushes. They look to be a young woman, and as you get to your hiding spot, you step on a twig.
Yep.
And she definitely looks back, sees you, and she darts out of hiding. She takes off towards the little rest area thing. You can see that she is barefoot. She is wearing a very worn dress type thing. It's like a one. I don't know what certain pieces of clothing are called, so bear with me. It's not a sundress. It's longer than a sundress, but it's got like little designs on it. It looks to be patched up.
A floral dress?
Probably.
Nightgown sort of garment.
No, not a nightgown. It's an actual dress. A floral dress is probably closer to what we're talking about. And her hair is unkempt. She's not dirty. She just seems to be a bit out of sorts. But she is running towards the rest stop. Those of you at the rest stop see a young woman running your direction. That matches that
is Raven. That matches that description.
That I just gave you, yes.
Okay. Is Raven currently taking chase?
Do I get the sense she's going to snitch?
Give me a read.
6.
No, you think she's just running away from you.
Okay.
Actually, with a 6, you don't really get you don't get the feeling that there is any one person she's running to in particular.
Oh, well, then I will, I guess, chase her, but like not be like, hey, wait, where are you going?
So you're just kind of like, you're getting up and like kind of walking that direction, like, come on.
Yes.
Is she running in Armir's path, like past his picnic table?
She is running that direction, but as she sees people at the picnic table and stuff, she's kind of avoiding it.
Okay. I was gonna trip her if she was running in my path.
I'll just kind of not shout, but raise my voice and just kind of be like, hey, are you okay? Do you need help?
That's an interesting...
Sway roll?
Yeah.
Great.
I can give you a drive on the
I
sway
could-
roll if you need
Yeah,
it.
it's like I could give you a drive on it. I could be like, "Yes, ma'am. Are you all right?"
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
I haven't
Wanna
used
take-
any of my drive yet. If you want to save it, or do you have a lot to
I mean,
spare?
I've got 3.
The drive got me a 5.
She isn't really like rushing to you for any kind of help, but she does kind of stop. She looks at you and then she looks back at Raven, who is again now like kind of like walking out like, come on, what are you doing? Come on. So you're pretty sure that she's running away from Raven.
She's not gonna hurt you. What are you doing out here?
She kind of like looks back at you. I'm here to meet somebody.
By the name of?
What's your name?
They call me Larry. Larry the Lefty.
I don't know a Larry.
And I'm sure I don't know you, but that's what introductions are for.
Okay. She kind of like looks at you again, looks back at Raven. She doesn't look like she's about to run, but she is kind of like again a little wary. She's like, I'm here to meet a Wyatt. No, not a Wyatt. What am I talking about? I'm here to meet now I can't remember his name.
Douglas?
I'm here to meet a
Dougie.
Douglas.
Oh, well,
Dougie.
Douglas was the owner of the bookkeeper, and my boss Howie over here bought the bookkeeper from Douglas. So you might just want to talk to my boss.
Right.
Come on over.
Okay.
I ain't gonna bite you.
She comes over.
I guess we should have asked for a description of Wyatt. We were talking to Dougie.
Wait, you would guess that it does not match this description.
I figured probably not, but
Well, and I thought Dougie was using mask pronouns for Wyatt.
Yes. Well, she follows you. She keeps a little bit of a distance from you, but she does follow you.
Sure.
I'll introduce myself, I guess, and say that we were told by Dougie that this is a spot to meet for some of the supplies and drinks for the bar. So we were supposed
We
to
would have
meet
brought those. Would we have brought those empties with us?
Yes. Okay.
So yeah, we were just meeting
He's, like,
to
holding the empties.
so
Well-
we were looking for Wyatt.
You can see her kind of take your offer and see what you're talking about. There is a little bit of lying. You are here to speak to Wyatt, but there is a little bit of lying here. So go ahead and give me a sway.
6 and 2, so 6.
Well, and you see her kind of like choke up a little bit, kind of try not to cry. Wyatt's dead, and I'm here. I got one jug, and I'll give it to you if you take me back where you come from.
So were you like partners with Wyatt, or did you work with him?
No, I'm his daughter, Lila.
Mm.
Yeah. What happened is like, were you traveling with him? I guess, and
I mean,
did someone
he's
hurt you?
he's my pa. He's my pa, so I kind of I do travel with him. He wasn't supposed to be doing this, and when the others found out, they killed him, and I was afraid they were going to kill me too, so I had to run. But like I said, I got this one jug. That's all I could get. I'm sorry, but please take me with you. I'll give you this one jug if you take me with you.
Yeah, we definitely will do what we can to help you. I'm really sorry to hear about your father, but I'm glad that you made it out. Are you okay? Like, were you able to?
You just kind of you look at her. She appears to be physically unharmed, and she's kind of shaking her head yes when you ask if she's okay. But you can clearly tell that she is unnerved by everything.
Shook it.
Obviously, her.
Where do you live? Is there someone we can try to help you get back to at some point? Or
No, that's the problem. Where I lived is where they live, and they're the ones that killed Pa. So I don't want to go back there. I want to leave.
Who are they, Lila?
The rest of the people in the holler.
So is this some sort of
Like
organization or
neighbors?
just people who just live there and they didn't like what your dad was doing?
I don't think I understand. It's just the people that live there. Yes, they're the ones that I don't want to say they're the elders, the village elders, and people that live in the holler. And
Where's the holler, Lila?
She gives you a general description of where it's at. It's up in the hills. She says that there's a road that takes you there, and there's a certain part where it kind of branches off, and the part you have to go down doesn't look like a normal road, but they do that on purpose because they don't want people to come down that way. And
Do you know where your dad would get the stuff that's in the jugs?
no, but he was part of that the elder group. They were the ones that kind of run the town, run the holler, and I think he got it from there. And it just kind of, I don't think he was supposed to be doing that. I think that was just for them or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going. I just know he wasn't supposed to be doing that.
So he
You know what
wasn't
this
supposed to
substance
be-
is?
What was I heard, do I know what the substance is, or what was the other question?
Raven will be like, so he's selling this to outside sources when it's supposed to be a secret source.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's supposed to stay in the village. This wasn't supposed to be out for outsiders. I don't know what they used it for though. It just wasn't supposed to go anywhere.
Can I? Do we have like little glass, right, to drink from, right?
Sure, yeah.
Can she take the jug and just pour some in the little glass?
Yeah, she has to go and get it. She'll run off to like another one of the bushes that she was hiding, or not hiding in, but that she hid this in. Again, she was using this as collateral to get out. But she goes and gets it, brings it, and she pops the cork and pours it in there. It is, again, it matches that silvery substance. It definitely smells like mash alcohol.
She'll kind of be like, yeah, same stuff.
We've got to get to this place. We don't have time to take her all the way back and then come back, but we definitely can't take her with us.
Yeah.
Can we send the Hackney back and have them return to us? Secondary trip?
Leave Lila with a note or a message.
That would leave us without extraction for a couple of days.
I mean,
Just the holler.
Is it possible that we could leave her in the carriage and she stays there hidden?
I don't see why not.
I mean, if she thinks people are out looking for her, I don't know if we should leave her.
I honestly
alone
think
here.
it probably is our best option, if it is an option, to just send her back with the driver.
Yeah.
And then tell the driver to just come back to pick us up at the roadhouse as soon as possible. And then we all just head on foot to this holler. But
He tells us
I
the
just want
direction to go.
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know what position, while that does seem to be our best option, it does leave us in quite a predicament.
We got this.
I'm sure worst comes to worst, we can establish our own means of transportation back should we have to leave in a hurry.
Sound quite confident.
I have faith in the group of us. Do you not?
This all seems very suspicious.
Can you get your bleed detector out and
Yeah, sure.
see if it goes off on her at all, like near her, away from the drink, or the
Away from the
alcohol?
drink. Yeah, is she bleedy?
You do detect bleed.
Okay. Is there also bleed coming off of the drink?
Yeah. If you separate the two, there is less bleed on her.
Okay.
It's probably residual.
Yeah, I think she's probably fine. Yeah, I think we should do what y'all said. Send her. And we'll just either try to meet him back.
Oh, so this drink is supposed to only be imbibed by the elders, correct?
Yes.
Have
You've
you
never
had
had
any,
it,
Lila?
She shakes her head no.
That's
Do you know if your father would drink it?
I would assume he did.
Was it the elders that killed him, or was it just the regular townsfolk?
Well, they took him away, but I know they killed him. That's how that happens. The way they took him away is what they do whenever anybody else disappears.
How often do people disappear in the holler?
Not often. Not like if any outsiders come, they generally don't leave. But members of the holler, if they disappear, it doesn't happen often.
As far as you're aware, have any of the previous elder council disappeared, or is your father the first in your memory?
There have been members of the council that have disappeared.
Roughly, how many people live in your village, your town?
Few families, people. She doesn't really have like an exact number for you.
Oh yeah, gotcha. I was Yeah, just trying to see how many people we're gonna have to either hide from or figure out.
I don't think
well,
we'll get much other information out of her
Nah.
in this state.
how far walking is the hauler from hereabouts?
Based off the description she gave you, it's not really far. Especially, you might have a hard time finding it without these directions, but you would guess just like a couple hours of walking, you'd be able to get to it.
Okay. Can I go over and can I kind of swirl the liquid? Is it like separated all that it looks like they're mixing like the mash with the stuff, or is it all like?
No, nothing separating. It's just a solid distilled liquid.
I guess we can let her know. I guess we can, like they said, write a note for
Solomon.
Solomon, thank you. To kind of give him a quick rundown of what we found and tell her that we have some other business that we have to make sure we take care of before we head back. But we're gonna send her to a place that we know is very safe and that they'll take care of her, and so she doesn't have to be worried or scared anymore.
Raven, how much liquid did you pour into that glass? Like, how full did you make it? Just like a splash, or like
just like what do you call it? Those like mini party cups,
right?
Like only that much.
Okay. I mean, the Dougie was fine after drinking just a little of it, right?
Define fine.
Where does that question go?
Right.
That was also a couple weeks ago.
It was a couple of weeks ago, but I'm wondering if it's maybe the repeat customers after extended access to the drink, if that's what's causing it.
Thought you were about to do a
Artemir's
shot.
gonna drink. Artemir's gonna drink the shot.
You are. Okay.
So you down the shot. It burns, but not any worse than like any other 180 proof moonshine whiskey would burn. There isn't really a flavor to it.
Does it like?
Yeah.
Do I have any weird extra sensational things?
Yeah, just I'm getting through the entire description here.
Got you. The whole of it. Got you.
So again, also it's pretty smooth. It's definitely not as thick as it appears to be. Again, it just kind of like splashes down like regular moonshine. I guess the immediate effect isn't noticed by you, but everybody else around you. As you see you see the faintest of lights coming from his eyes. It's almost like a soft glow coming. Yours.
From my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Artie, I don't mean to alarm you, but your eyes is glowing.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it?
And then go
It
ahead
doesn't
and
taste
take a
bad.
bleed. Go ahead and take a bleed mark.
Does my ward automatically activate when I take a bleed damage, or do I have to activate it before?
I believe that. Again, I don't really know how it works, but
if I can choose, I actually would want to take the bleed.
I think that in this case, since you imbibed it like willingly, and it's not something that was like directed at you, I would say that it bypasses your ward and you take a bleed.
Okay, so
I will also say going forward too that like if you do have a ward, it will shield you from bleed, but it will also break after taking that bleed. But so it's still intact. It's still intact, but you did take a bleed.
Okay, so from my roll, I have let them in. So when I take one or more bleed marks, I gain additional information about the phenomenon that harmed me.
Perfect. So this is definitely a distilled product. It is not the pure form.
Right.
There are also things that were added to it again to make it fermentable. But you feel like the bleed portion of this is what's the best way to describe this? Secretion?
Like from a creature?
Yeah.
This is distilled from something. Like from an animal that they're gathering it. It says, ask a question about the source. So...
Does that mean he gets to know the source? Like,
well, I mean, I think this is the source for this one, isn't it? Do I get to know, like, do I get a flash of what the creature looks like or anything cool like that?
Yeah, I will say it's with that kind of information, it's not like an encyclopedia is plunked into your head and you know exactly what the name of it is and everything like that.
Right.
These are more. But what you get,
This stuff is slurm, man.
what you get look like pearlescent silkworms.
Are they like bioluminescent or are they just like shiny?
Like pearlescent. Like they're not shining.
Okay.
They just have a sheen to them.
It seems that they're harvesting the base ingredient for this from some sort of weird silkworm type thing, but this is
Which you know
distilled
is
and
not.
reduced.
It is not a natural animal. You know that.
Right.
It had to have
Right.
crossed over through a thinning.
Cassidy hated the idea of someone actually drinking it. She's taken all these notes down. This is important.
This is not the purest form of this that there is. Artemir's gonna sit down for a second. Gonna pull out a mirror from his pocket to kind of check out the eye glow.
Yep, it's still there. It's
Um,
fading, but it's still there.
Does Cassidy recognize these silky worm-esque creatures that
I
Artemis
will go-
is talking about?
I will go ahead and let you roll a focus for that.
Go ahead and spend a drive on it. That way you can regain it if you fail.
So, using a drive, let me count that. I got a 5, and a 1. So whatever that comes out to then.
The 5 should get you
I think you
something.
just get, yeah, because you just choose like your highest. You choose one of the dice rolls, right?
And since focus was one of those 5s, you're gilded.
The gilded was a 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't want to take
So
that.
it made sense. It made sense to use the drive to help with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that it sounds kind of like something that you kind of remember something called a moonworm, but that was like kind of like one of those. I really don't like the sound of this. I'm not going to look into it too much more. It's not interesting to me.
Could I look through? Could I have brought? Because I've got a third thing left to bring. Could I have brought an arcane text and look through that to see if I can find anything?
Sure. Say for something
that
like
just
this
going to
again.
be
Go ahead and
focus?
do a focus. Yeah.
Okay. That's a 5. Nope, sorry. I'll take the 5 because I need one of my
Sure.
drives back.
So you have an arcane text. I'll say that with that roll, you found something that pertains to this. Oh, and also with the information that Cassidy gave you, it definitely helped you narrow things down. This is definitely a moonworm. It is a larval stage of something, but no one's really been able to determine what stage comes after the moonworm. They are definitely the only time that they are able to be observed are once the there is a thinning and they start to kind of burrow their way through the thinned veil into our world. They tend to, there's a word for it, I can't think of what it is right now, but swarm. They don't swarm together, but they kind of like stay with each other in like a little group. And
Got you.
A flock.
A flock
Something.
of worms.
flock of worms.
Flock of moonworms. That's my
But
flock of seagulls in their pan.
they will generally stick around like water, and
Cluster. That's the word.
there's cluster's good. Yep, they will stay in like a body of water, and they do secrete, but these secretions are heavily soaked in bleed, so that really any kind of contact with this could have very detrimental effects on human life.
Okay.
You haven't seen anything where they do something like this, turning it into alcohol. Again, you don't see anything in terms of like again, a larval stage or anything past the larval stage, but yeah.
Okay. Did we already send Lila off with the carriage, or is the carriage still here?
I don't think
Did-
we sent anybody
Well,
yet.
well, hold on. Well, here's the thing. Were you guys planning on sending her away?
I
Yeah.
believe that was the plan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were gonna send her with the carriage.
The idea was, once you guys go to leave, I was going to have the carriage leave. So if you guys haven't left yet, then yeah, it's still there.
Okay.
If
Can
you were to ask
I-
Lila about any of this stuff, she has no clue.
No, I am going to ask her if the elders are odd compared to some of the other people in the holler.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. I figure that's just because they're old and eccentric.
It's possible. Age does add eccentricity. Is there anything in particular that sticks out to you comparatively that may help us? At very least in identifying them?
A lot of them glow like you did.
Interesting. Do they maintain that for longer than I did?
Well, yeah, because they're older.
Right, of course. Walks off and provides that information to the rest of the people.
Do they look different? Like, how different?
She said they glowed.
Oh.
Is Artemir still glowing, or did it wear off already?
Oh, yeah, it's already worn off.
Okay.
Raven, you know how to scout a place. I say we go find out as much information about this place we can.
I can scout the best way I can.
Yeah, just to let everyone know, I have nothing in survey, so please don't make me navigate.
I can help with surveying as well. I got 2.
Well,
Okay.
Raven literally has an ability called Scout.
And
Oh, okay, cool.
surveying.
That's better then. That's way better then.
And I'm good at surveying things.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of covered.
So I say then the group generally goes in that direction with Raven out front first, and we send the carriage on its way with Lila.
Yep, the carriage goes with the understanding that they will be back as soon as they can. The driver isn't really keen about driving back, this late at night, but all things considered, and with a promise of a healthy tip, he is more than happy to go ahead and drive back.
Yeah.
He says, obviously, someone else will be driving the replacement carriage back to you because he's going to be very tired.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you guys go ahead and go off. You guys hit the forest line really fast, considering you were already near a few trees and overgrowth and such. You follow the path up. It is a long walk. A lot of it is, again, through forest, getting dark as well. You get to the part to where Lila was talking about the split off. So going off one direction is like a more defined path, and the other one, again, with certain... She says like the trees are marked so that people can see. You see that she wasn't talking about something like a chunk was scratched out of a tree.
Right.
There are symbols carved into the tree.
Oh.
Would we recognize these symbols?
They are definitely symbols that you have seen on... You've seen them like on... I'm not assuming anybody's been... I'm not assuming anybody in the group has been down there, but you've seen pieces, artifacts from the... what's it called?
Vast Chasm?
No, the
Or
original...
Old Fair?
The Undercity kind of thing.
Was it Old Fair?
Old Fair, that's it. Old Fair. Yeah, you've seen artifacts from Old Fair, like charcoal etchings, like, where someone's like rubbed the charcoal across paper to get the
Right.
imprint of the glyph.
Reliefs.
It's
Right.
not really been translated out, but it definitely matches that.
Want to see if, write these symbols down as, she goes.
Not a problem. I'm figuring as investigators, you are all essentially doing things like that.
Cassidy would definitely be ready.
So, yep, you follow those trees into like another path typed area. As you're walking, you do also see more trees marked with the symbols. Again, you're not 100% sure if this is something like of nefarious purposes, or if this is just a bunch of hillbillies that saw a marking and they're like, that would be perfect to put on these trees so that we know where we're going. You keep walking, and eventually you do see light ahead. Sneaking up a little bit, you do see the holler. It is essentially just a long stretch of road, you would say, but it's like a dirt road. And like on each side of the road, there's like a house here, house there. And by house, again, I'm using this term very loosely. It looks like someone had a cabin and then they added on another room and they added on another room. So it's very like different styles, different materials that people have used to add on to the houses that are going up that direction. And there's about 5 or 6 houses going up that way. You would guess that if you yelled from one end, like the first house, you should just barely be able to hear on the other side.
Okay, so it's that small.
Are there any people that we can see outside of the houses or on the road or anything?
Yeah, you actually see there's some people out there. Just kind of as you are there, there's some people sitting on their porches. Also, there is no electric here. The electric luxury has not made it this far. But you do see people out there with fires that are lighting up the area. People with certain torches or on their porch, but you see people out there just chilling on their porch and having a drink, or you see kids playing around in the yards. There's fireflies kind of floating around. You see some of the kids are going around capturing fireflies and then letting them go. Yeah, it honestly looks like just a little area where people live.
Have they seen
that
us
we can-
yet?
No one's seen you yet, no. I'm assuming that you're far enough back that you are still remaining hidden and not revealing yourselves quite yet.
Yeah.
So, Gothy, I
um,
don't want to tell you how to play your character, but like this might be the time that Raven uses that scout ability.
Oh yeah, time to do some scouting. It's okay. Like sometimes I actually do need that little nudge because this is new to me.
Yeah, I get you. So you've got 3 different questions you can ask the GM based off your scouting if you read there on your scout ability.
All right, so
you get to pick one of those 3.
I will go with what path should we follow?
What path should we follow?
Yes.
Okay. I am assuming that you are asking that question in where to get to where you need to be. I mean, I'm assuming you're trying to find the source at this point, or what are you trying to find?
Well, I'm trying to find the source, and 2, how to get to said source
Right.
without being spotted or
Right.
Somebody like alerting the guard.
Okay. So with that, I would say that you should be able to skirt the little town. It looks like there are little walkways out here, like little game paths and stuff like that. And just judging by where things are, you think that you should be able to, like I said, skirt the town. So if you wanted to go ahead and just start walking and have people follow you, you can walk. Is it only just one question, or can they ask all 3?
I'm seeing ask a question written there,
so
which means one. But the other 2 questions were, what do I notice here that others do not see? And what in this place might be of use to us?
I don't see that one.
Okay. So, yeah. You go ahead and follow that path. As you follow the path, you do start to find more trees that are marked now. You weren't seeing the trees there for a little while, but also when you get to this part, you also see another path come back in, and then there's the trees, and the game path that you're following goes into the human path that had been walked. Also, at this point, you start to see stone pieces that are obviously broken off of different monuments, old fair monuments, and they have these symbols on them as well. They match the symbols that you're seeing on the trees. So again, you're not really sure if this is meant to mean something or if these marks on the tree were just copied off of these. So there's that. You would guess that this is the path that you need to be on.
Could I look over the artifacts that were taken from Old Fair and try to, based off of research I've done, trying to figure out what it was that I survived, see if I can match anything up?
Based off of what you survived?
Yeah, so
I
basically,
would say that...
Basically, I've been kind of researching Old Fair since I got taken in by Candela Obscura because I'm trying to figure out what happened to me. So is there any way I can, based off of the research I've done, whether it pertained to it or not, to see if there's anything that matches up with research that I've done into Old Fair?
I don't see any of that in your background. However, we'll just go ahead and assume that it is. I would say that this stuff here, things that you've seen are pieces of a bigger word, I guess is the best description of it. They are broken off like right at certain spots where it just looks like it's one sigil, but from what you've seen, these sigils are generally put together with different sigils.
Gotcha.
But the language has been indecipherable at this
Sure.
point. I will assume that you guys keep walking, and it is getting really dark at this point. But it's generally easy to find the path. But as you keep walking, you do see lights up ahead.
Like flashing lights, or just
Or
light-
like a
the-
glow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see a flickering light, like a yellowish flickering, like fire.
I would have her like kind of slow her roll and make sure she's like well hidden, because this is where I guess she feels like this is maybe a little bit more dangerous than they're going to be bargaining for.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess she will a hide action if that's possible.
I'm assuming everybody's with you, so if everybody else wants to hide, now's the time to do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I have no dice rolls in hide. So I'm gonna. That's what I can use drive for, right?
Yes.
You could either
Yeah.
use a drive to just make it a normal dice roll, or you roll 2 and
Mhm.
take the lower one.
Yeah, I will say, like, at this point in time, you guys are in the dark, and no one is theoretically aware of your presence. This roll is essentially for later.
Okay, so I got to say,
I did use a drive and I got a 6.
The drive here.
6 as well.
I used a drive and I got a 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna hide away
Alright.
from Larry.
Cassidy might be a little bit worse off than me.
Yeah, I used a drive and I got a 1.
Oof.
Isn't 1 to 3 failure? Like, does it even matter if it's if it's between 1 and 3?
Strictly
think that-
I
speaking,
think that's up
no.
to the DM with how bad.
Well, in the
that
that's the thing. I think 1 to 3 is the same, 4 and 5 is the same, and then 6 is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's true. The 6 is the
Mhm.
only like critical. There's no like catastrophic
Right.
failure.
What?
Right.
There's not a catastrophic failure?
No, it's a 1 to 3.
I mean,
1 to 3 is just a complete failure. 4 to 5 is a mixed success, and 6 is a full success. And multiple 6s is a critical success.
Okay, yeah. I knew the critical success.
Cassidy has done field work doesn't mean she's good at it or likes it.
Raven over here is just like, just another day.
All right. So yeah, you guys are just kind of walking along. And honestly, I would say that Larry and Cassidy are very aware of their, because Larry's huge, and Cassidy again doesn't like field work necessarily, especially not out here. So you guys are probably very aware of your shortcomings and are kind of hanging back. So you guys are moving forward. The closer you get, you start to hear voices. Looking past the line of trees, you do see the opening of a cave, and there are torches outside of the cave.
are there any glowing figures about?
No glowing figures about as of right now.
This might be another entrance into Old Fair or something similar.
What do you want to bet me there's water in that cave?
Oh, I'm not taking that bet.
Guess we tiptoe into the cave, maybe.
Yeah, no place else to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we get to the cave while still avoiding the figures?
You don't see figures.
What do we
I'm sorry.
know?
Did I say
Oh,
that you
sorry.
see figures?
No.
Okay.
I don't
You only
remember that.
said
yet.
I was like, wait a minute. You do
It
hear
might have
voices.
Just been the fire. I was confused. Sorry. Oh, that's what
Oh,
it
yeah.
was. We hear voices.
Yeah, you get to the
Okay.
mouth of the cave, and you still hear the voices. They are coming from the cave. They have gotten neither louder nor softer. I guess if anybody is familiar with, caves or underground exploring, whatnot, you would guess that it's just the acoustics of this cave that is letting these voices bounce up to the surface. You're not 100% sure how far down they are, or how, if they're close or if they're far, but you can definitely hear that there are people down there.
Time to head on in.
All right.
No reason to hesitate at this point.
Raven's like mentally hyping herself up, like, okay. Because, she doesn't like the whole voice thing, but a job's a job. So, yeah, she will go in.
Okay.
Feels sneaking.
All right. So you are going in. There is, once you get a little further in, because it's dark as soon as you go in, once you get a little further in, there is a soft glow to the cave tunnel that you're in. And it is a tunnel. And you can feel that it's going steadily down at an angle. Looking at the surface that you're walking on, you can see that it's well worn. Not like a normal cave floor. This is definitely something that people have been walking on for a good at least couple hundred years. Maybe longer, though. You also notice a bit of a smell coming from the inside. It is definitely a smell that you recognize as like a rotting meat kind of smell. And as you get further in, you realize that the smell is coming from a body. The body itself has been affixed to the wall of the cave. And I will say by tunnel, it's not like cramped in on you. It is a nice, expansive tunnel. You do even see some stalactites coming from the ceiling, and the walls are not really close to you, but the path is pretty narrow. Again, nothing stopping you from walking outside of that. That's just where you've seen a path. So, but yes, you do see a body that has been affixed to the wall. It looks like they were chained there. The chains have been bolted into the walls itself. Whoever put this body here had no intentions of ever taking it down. You see it is a man. You see like longer hair, big beard. There's graying throughout it. You see that it has no eyes. The eyes have been forcibly gouged out of its skull. Not even like delicately done. Looks like it was on purpose, as painfully and messily as possible. You can see that what's the best way? It's been split down the middle from top down, letting everything else kind of spill out, and he's been cracked open. It doesn't look like anything in the cave has been coming to. This is something that people would like. You would guess people would do out in the forest for animals to come and partake. But nothing has been coming into the cave to do anything with that. But that's just the fresh corpse. There are other corpses on down the way, mostly completely desiccated at this point. You even get down to a couple skeletons that have fallen through the chains and are just like collected at the bottom of the floor.
Wyatt, I assume, is the fresh body.
That's probably a safe bet. You can see that where the body was cut open, you can see that the blood, the way the cave is shaped, it flowed down to the path and just kind of flowed down the path. It's not flowing anymore, obviously, but you can see the stains also from the other bodies as well.
I have two questions. Does it look like he was like cut open with a blade, or does it look like it was like torn open? And do we see that same kind of bisecting on the other bodies that are not skeletal in here?
Yes, on both. It looks like, well, the first one is ripped open. And then yes,
Okay.
on the ones that you can see.
Okay.
Is it similar to what we
Oh.
found in the bar?
You would guess that it is somewhat similar in that it is just violence visited upon a body with bare hands.
Has the voices stopped?
No. Yeah, that'd be creepy.
Are the acoustics still as such that they don't sound like they're getting like noticeably louder or quieter?
Yes.
Okay.
And we can't make out anything that these voices might be saying, or
At this point, well, if you stop to really listen to the voices, they aren't like what you thought was kind of just because you were too far away to hear what they were saying. You're realizing more and more that it is a chanting, and they are chanting in a language that you are unfamiliar with.
Oh shit.
which means honestly there might be some ritual going on that we are on a clock to stop.
So
So at this point, Larry's just gonna push to the front and start charging through.
Actually,
Artemir will follow close behind them.
actually, Artemir, this does sound familiar.
Okay. Like familiar enough that I could join in if I thought about it.
Sounds like, I mean, there are definitely parts of it that you're like, oh wait, no, I know that word. I know that word too. but it's kind of like mixed throughout different words and stuff. So you could probably, if you listen to it for a little while, but you would
Can I
guess
make
that they
a
are saying,
focus roll for that?
sure, go ahead.
Okay. It's a 5.
Okay. Yeah, I will say that, again, there are words in there that you don't recognize. However,
Okay.
you would guess that this is very similar to what you experienced, but not the exact same.
I think we've got another cult on our hands.
If we are approaching this cult, Cassidy's going to take a second to use her chemical concoction. It's one of her specialties, where she can make something that's either acidic, explosive, flammable, loud, sleep-inducing, sticky, or toxic.
Okay.
Does the group have a preference on what she creates here, based off of what we know so far?
Do you want to kill or apprehend these possible cultists?
Maybe apprehend one.
Because
Just one of the glowing ones.
if you don't mind being lethal, I'd say go explosive. But if you don't want to be lethal, I'd say go for the sleep-inducing.
Are we concerned about the potential structural instability of a cave that has an explosion occur inside of it?
I mean, Larry's not. You might be. Larry is not.
We're not Larry.
Go a more offensive route, but keep the damage to a minimum. We could do acidic.
Acidic works.
Cassidy will make some sort of acid bomb concoction as they're getting closer.
An acid bomb, you said?
Yeah, something to throw that will cover something in corrosive acid.
Okay. All right. So you go ahead and progress. So getting closer, Artemir, you get close. Raven, you get close. Who all was saying they were going forward?
Oh, Larry is.
Was it
Larry kind of pushed.
That's right.
Yeah, Larry
Yeah.
is like doing
Okay.
everything except running at this point. to
Okay,
try to-
so you kind of like, you guys are like going along. Larry was like boot scooting down there, and you step out and you look out at like 8 cultists. At least that's what you would guess, because they're all in hooded robes and they're all chanting, and they're all standing around like a pool of water. And as you step out, the chanting stops and they look at you.
That's what I was worried about.
That's your failed stealth roll.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
That sucks.
Cassie steps out. What you see?
It's just like Raven somewhere behind the stalactite or stalagmite or whatever, and just like face palms.
The last 3 of you are just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, not her best moment.
No, wait. Even better, Cassie steps out. So you sure acid, or did you want like the sleep kind?
Yeah, she's still like deliberating.
Is this not where the book club was meeting? My bad.
This isn't where I parked my car.
This is not where I parked my horse.
Well, Larry will take about 2 seconds to weigh the fact that tact is no longer an option.
Now that I got the funny out of the way, let me go ahead and describe the rest of the cave.
Okay.
It is like a big chamber. You can see where there are tables in here. You can see there are a couple tables that are bloodstained. There are tabards hanging. You can see that they have just rough paintings of these symbols. But you can also see there are parts of the cave where it looks like things are jutting out of the floor itself, almost like it grew through the floor, but it's like a piece of smooth stone with those symbols going all the way around it. There's a little archway in the wall that looks like, if you walk through it, you could get somewhere if there wasn't a stone wall there. Again, with those symbols marked across it, you definitely can tell that these are ruins of Old Fair, but it's not like they were brought here. But you also know that this isn't necessarily a place where Old Fair exists either. So it's weird that these are here. In the middle of the chamber, you can see like it kind of looks like rock had come out of the wall, flowed down into the water, into like a big pool. But it's, like I said, it's rock. It just looks like kind of like bubbly and stuff like that goes into a pool of water. Looking in the pool, you can see that it's glowing. You can see things swimming in it. And looking at that outcropping, that, again, essentially that rock flow, you can see a shimmer about it. Glow too, but it's almost like have you ever looked at something through heat and you can see it's kind of wavy and stuff? That's what that area kind of looks like. And every once in a while, you'll see something looks like crawls, like burrows out of the stone, and then just kind of like follows the stone down into the water. You can see these pearlescent worms flowing down into this water. It doesn't happen often, but you can see it happen every once in a while.
Gross.
Are all around that pool, but they're looking at us now.
Yes.
Well, are they waiting for us to make a move, or?
No, that's just, well, it kind of looks like that because they haven't moved quite yet, but it's only been like a couple seconds too.
If somebody wants to do something, do it now before Larry just starts to go ham.
Fighting is not my expertise. Unless we want to try to talk our way out of it, which I don't think is going to happen, I will let you do your thing.
Are the cultists glowing?
There is a glow coming from their hoods.
So we can assume these might be the elders.
I would assume.
What to do?
These look like taller Jawas.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Instead of running
Stop
in
the
and
threat.
attacking, I'm just going to threaten and kind of say,
Okay.
Stop doing what you're doing right now and tell me what's going on, or I'm going to beat it out of you.
What is the best one for that?
I think sway. So it's command.
Yeah, it would be command, wouldn't it? Yeah, sway.
Okay. I'm using a drive because I got nothing.
Could I step out and provide a drive as well by like acting as an additional?
Sure.
Okay. So you've got another drive.
Yeah. I got a 6.
Okay, so you basically stepping out, being like, stop what you're doing.
And tell me what's going on, or I'm going to beat it out of you.
Okay. At this point, they will stop what they are doing. And one of them says, you ain't going to be permitted to stop this ritual. And you see him pull the best way to describe it is a machete out of his robes.
Okay. In that case, I'll just go ahead and attack him with my baseball bat.
Boy.
Should I go ahead and roll strike on that?
Yes, please.
That's a 6.
Okay. I will say that baseball bat to the face by a big old guy like you, that pretty much drops that guy. In the meantime, everybody else have been pulling weapons out of their robes as well, and they are advancing.
All machetes?
Like I said, the best way to describe them, they're kind of like big knives, or like one of them has an axe. They're just all just kind of like bladed weapons.
Mm-hmm. So do we all get to make an attack?
If that's what
They
you
don't
want to
really-
do.
They don't really go over combat very well in this.
No, they don't.
I think it more is you as the game master kind of decide
Yeah, I think
what
I'm just
happens until we say we want to do something.
oh yeah, because then it would come down to like resistances and stuff, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of them, they all kind of just start fanning out and off to attack you. You know what? Yeah, I'll just kind of go around and see what you. Okay, this is how I'm gonna run it. Cool. Let me just get a list of here. All right, Cassidy, what do you want to do? You see
What?
at least one cultist advancing towards you.
She's probably gonna try and dodge as best as she can while throwing the acid bomb
Okay.
at the cultist, because she can't really do much else except for try to
Sure.
defend herself.
So yeah, go ahead and roll. That acid is going to be your defense.
Would that be move, strike, or control for this one? The dodge. It's
Oh no. You're well, if you're dodging, it's definitely move. But
Yeah.
you are.
Would it be a separate?
Throwing the
I w-
throwing the acid vial, I would say, is control.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Okay. Well, roll that first because I have things in that.
That's I'm not even thinking that move is going to be a thing. You're throwing the acid is we'll figure it out when we get there. But yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
I got a 3. I'm
Okay.
going to use a drive to add something else. Let's see.
Sure.
My drive is a 6.
Cool. So you throw the acid. It hits him square in the face and just kind of runs down his robes. He seems to take it in stride first, but you hear him make some very uncomfortable noises as he whips his hood back. You see he's just an older guy with a big beard, and he looks like Old Man McGucket. It just kind of but his eyes are just glowing. They are just outright just glowing. And you see that just before his face starts to melt and burn on his skull as he's screaming and clawing at his face, trying to get this liquid off of his face. In fact, as he's screaming and trying to get it and he feels how bad it's burning, he turns before the light in his eyes goes out because they're just not there anymore. He flings himself into the pool of water.
What happened?
That's probably not good.
Probably not what we wanted to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Raven? Wait. Yeah, we already got the 2 people up front. Raven, go ahead. What did you want to do? Everybody has at least one cultist coming after them.
Not too fond of violence, but fighter.
Right. Okay. Like you said, you're not too fond of violence. Are you trying to avoid damage, or are you trying to meet them with damage?
Well, pretty much they are attacking, but she will attack them.
Correct.
She's already in danger, so she's gonna attack them, like stab.
Okay, go ahead and roll your strike.
That will be a 5.
You do strike, and it does hurt him. It doesn't drop him, but he's able to get a strike on you as well. So go ahead and take a body mark.
All right. Wait, I don't have 2 of these open. Strange.
Howard.
I'm not very good at dodging or fighting, so this is not ideal. I guess, okay, one of the items that it says I can have was a smoke bomb and flash powder, so I guess I want to drop a smoke bomb and try to just avoid the person.
I don't know why, but I feel like your character is the type of guy that when they do something, they say it out loud. So like you'd be like,
Smoke bomb.
Smoke bomb.
And
I don't know why, but it just seems I think it's the magician thing.
It's the dramatic flair.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Now you see me?
Yeah. I will say that given your that's your special ability, I will say that you smoke bomb, and that removes you from that particular attack. So also just for fun, you can pop up anywhere else in the cave that you want.
I'll pop up behind Larry. That's between him and that's where I want to be.
Artemir?
So I'm going to use my Ghost Blade specialty, so I can attune a ritual knife to myself if I coat it in my blood. So I'm going to take a body mark just for that, and then I'll try to make a strike on the dude coming at me.
Okay. You see the guy who is coming at you stop and see what you're doing and just stand there in like, what? But go ahead.
And this ritual knife is probably the same one that he had from when he was in the cult. Like, it's a pre him joining Candela Obscura thing.
Memento.
Okay, that's a 5.
I will say that again, that's a success with you. This is what happens. That is a success, but not fully. You do hit the guy. It doesn't drop him, but everybody else, like including the people you were running with, see some absolute cultist shit that you just did.
That seems about right.
But he doesn't get a hit back because, again, he was stunned.
He's stuck, right?
So let's go ahead and take this back to Larry. You got, the guys in front of you. Also, you you feel someone sneak up behind you, but you know who it is. So.
Wheels around immediately, punches Howard in the face.
But you do see his guys also coming for you, but you've been here before, so it's okay.
Could I use some of my brawler background to get so angry I hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker?
I kind of want to see this.
Can I grab one of them up by the robes and like slam him into one of his buddies?
I mean, yeah, you could use strike.
Nice.
When you say your brawler background, it's not like a special ability, right?
No, just I'm just a street brawler. It's who I am.
Right.
No, well, underground brawler. I shouldn't say street brawler.
Since you're fighting my guys and there's still a little bit of smoke and stuff, can I give him a draft point to just roll another dice? Cool. I'm not gonna use any in nerve anyway.
I didn't even have any nerve drives.
My highest one was a 4.
Okay. But it's a partial success.
Mhm.
So I will say you don't do any damage, but you are able to knock them off center. So you interrupt any kind of other actions that they can take on you at this point.
Gotcha.
So you did chuck a motherfucker at another motherfucker, but you pretty much just threw them at their feet, and they're like, "Oh no!"
Right.
Cassidy.
So the one that I hit with acid fell into the pool, right?
Correct.
Okay. Do I have another cultist coming after me?
You.
There
No.
would currently be
You don't.
6.
Yeah, because Larry has like 3 on him right now, right?
Yeah. They're okay. If you
4.
consider there were 8, I killed one. Cassie
You know what?
killed
I'm
one.
gonna say. Wait, 1, 2, 3.
Necessarily know if he got killed yet. That's what I'm gonna try and find out here real quick.
Yes, you do. Well, wait. 6. How many are dead? 2.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Like I definitely
Alle-
killed one, and then the other one jumped into the pool, and we assume it's dead.
Okay. So yeah. So there's 6 left. There's 3 on you. So everybody else except for Howard has 1 on them.
Can I inspect the pool to see if there's anything funky going on, either with the cultists or just in general?
You can look, but you are being harangued by a cultist.
Oh, so I do still have 1 on me.
Just
Yeah,
one then.
everybody except for Howard has
Except
at least
for
1
Howard,
on them.
sorry. Okay. I don't have much else that I can do other than run away.
You
The
can
chemical
dodge.
concoction. Yeah. The chemical concoction thing doesn't necessarily say it's a one-time action, but it does say it takes a few minutes to prep.
Yeah, and being again actively harassed by a cultist, you won't be able to get that off.
Yeah. So I guess I'm just trying to dodge the cultists, get back towards my group.
Yeah, sure. Give me a dodge roll then to move.
All right, I don't have any dice in move, so I'm gonna use my other drive.
I mean, you can always try to talk your way out of it too. However you want to defend yourself in this.
Try and dodge first, just to see, and then if I need to talk myself out of a corner, I will. Famous last words. I have a 1. I rolled a 1 with that drive.
Okay.
Wow.
So you're basically just trying to get away. You just can't find a way out, and the cultist kind of steps up, grabs you by the shoulder, and stabs you right in the side.
So
you take.
I have an ability called Behind Me, where I can spend 1 nerve and choose an ally in the same area as you who's about to take a mark, and I take it instead. So
Okay.
just as that's about to go down, could I reach out and grab Cassidy and pull her behind me, and because he was getting ready to stab her, he stabs me or gets my arm instead?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Thank you, Larry.
So you take 2 body.
You got it.
You also have 2 bodies behind you.
Yep.
Now also 4 cultists coming after you now.
Bring it on.
Special ability, right? Where you're more powerful, the more hurt you get.
Actually, I only get more powerful if I take a bleed, which I have not. So
Oh,
Okay. I
should
misremembered.
have drank some of the stuff.
Yeah, you should have taken a shot before you went in.
yeah, right. Like a little liquid courage. Just-
All
It
right,
doesn't
Raven.
taste.
Right. You're up, Raven.
She will try stabbing the cultist that's in front of her again.
Sure.
Okay, a 6.
Okay. A 6. Yeah, you definitely hit it, and you get a good solid hit, and he just kind of looks you in the eyes. His eyes glowing, just seems to peer right into the back of your soul as he falls and dies. His eyes stay glowing, however.
I will try to keep his body from falling into the pool.
Oh yeah, you're not near it. The one cultist had to actively run towards the pool to fall into it.
Okay.
Howard, what are you doing?
So that's 3 that have been taken out.
Yes.
So still
yeah.
5 out. I guess I will try. I mean, I don't. I guess I'll try to tell them like almost half of you guys are dead already. You're not going to win this. Let's like drop your weapons. Just try to convince them to stop.
Go ahead and make a sway.
I'll try to look extra intimidating as he's making this in order to give him a drive.
Okay.
4, and then that one is. Oops. Okay. I have 2 6s and a 4 and a 2, but
Okay. Those 2 6s are a good thing to roll. They will kind of look around at what you were just talking about and see that there really are only like 5 of them left, and you guys look relatively untouched, not very damaged at all. You will see one of them kind of freak out and stab himself in the chest. You will see 2 of them run towards the entryway. One of them will just lose his damn mind and go after Larry. One of them will kind of drop. Well, go at Larry because he's trying to get at Howard, essentially. One of them will just drop and cry. He will just sob, racking tears. And then the other one will just kind of stand there.
Which one is the dude that was stupefied by me?
The one that's just standing there. He's still just kind of looking at you.
Cool. I'm still going to try to take another hit on him when it comes around to my
Sure.
go. Cool.
It's your go.
Okay, that's a 4.
4 is a miss. So,
Well, 4's
He's just
a mixed success.
a 4 is a mixed success?
Yes.
4 or 5. Oh, you're right. I'm
4
sorry.
and a 5.
So yeah, you hit. And that drops him. His soul
Also,
is
the
pulled
same
into your
robes.
knife.
We wore the same robes.
You look at the tag, it's by the same people who make the other ones.
Cultists are us.
Right. And then, real quick, since you're being attacked, Larry, let's go ahead and resolve that one.
Yeah, I'm not dodging, by the way. I'm just trying to meet him head on with,
That's fine.
maybe moving the bat out of 2 hands and just into my right hand. I'm just going to kind of hit him with the signature Larry the left hook.
Sure. Go for it. You know what? I'll give you a drive for that.
Oh, nice. Well, thank you for that, because it got me a 6.
Nice. Yeah, only because you evoked the Larry the left hook. It's like, okay, that seems very character appropriate. So yeah, he comes in, just kind of like screaming like a madman, and you southpaw him right in the jaw. You can almost hear the glass shatter as he crumples to the floor.
nice.
And then,
Do we want to go after the runners?
and then from the pool,
Hmm.
you just see that guy floating, just floating, just randomly.
Yep. That's about right.
Should we pull him out of the pool? I feel like he shouldn't be in there.
Same, but I don't want to touch that glowies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to get in the pool to get him.
Yeah, that seems like a worse idea than leaving him there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think now would be a good time for an explosion. We could just ruin this whole setup.
So we
Well,
have
as you-
2 that have just
as-
given up and 2 that ran.
As you know, an explosion will not contain a thinning.
Oh, right.
Would it make it worse?
It would, at the very least, have no effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lighthouse setup.
Say it again,
Somehow.
CiCi.
What we need to do is have a lighthouse set up somehow. Once we make sure that this area is clear and no one else comes in.
I suppose we've got 2 other people that we need to clear out of the way first, don't we?
Mm.
Well, you said 1 dropped, 1 stabbed himself, 2 ran, 1 attacked Larry, and 1 just started crying. Dropped his weapon and started crying.
You have essentially 3 in the cave with you right now who are still living.
But not attacking.
Correct.
I will comfort the crying one. Kind of like again, the awkward there.
You don't have to
Yeah.
comfort them. I'm sure it's fine.
I feel bad. He's crying.
Okay, how big are the worms?
They are I would say they're
Would one fit
That's
in a bleed containment vial?
that's like 5 inches, right?
Yeah, totally.
So they're about 5 inches long.
So they're mealworm size.
So one
No,
would fit
they're
in
about
a bleed
they're about 2
containment
inches.
vial.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I want to
one that's
stuff
open.
one into a bleed containment
Do you
vial.
grab it with your bare hands?
Rick, the player, wants to say no, but I feel like Larry would.
Larry probably would, and I appreciate you going for that.
Uh-huh.
You
Can
will
I
you
tell
will
him not to?
it doesn't have a huge effect. You just see him pick it up, and it is like I said, it's like this. It's like a fat little worm, and it does that like little undulating thing to move. But you do kind of like stuff it in there, and you see like your hand's a little slimy, but it's like a glowy kind of slime thing.
Mhm.
It tastes horrible.
Right.
Wait, you did?
Does Larry know that, or you just tell it?
Larry,
but
why
yeah,
did
you
you
get
lick your
one.
fingers?
There was stuff.
You do also see like as you're like getting that, you can see the body. You can see how you can see some of these worms burrowing out of his back. You can see some burrowing into the back of his head.
Fun.
And it's not like, you know, phasing or anything. It is like
No.
digging in.
Right.
His body is also now slowly sinking into the water.
Oh, so they're eating him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe this was a good idea. Maybe. Maybe.
So I will say
Barely
that you guys,
good.
you guys successfully restrain the cultists that are left. Unfortunately, looking about, you do not find any trace of the cultists, the other cultists that ran. Would you track them? Like, would you go all the way to the holler and see if they're there?
I would.
At this point, it might be just better to make a report and come back with a full task force to set up
With
a
reinforcements.
lighthouse.
Yeah.
Do you take the people back with you, or do you just leave them tied up in the cave?
We should probably
Should
take
take-
them.
Someone
At
other
least
than Larry
one
should
of them.
probably answer that question.
Okay.
Can we like?
Could
We
maybe
should
take
probably
one.
Can we
We
have,
probably
like,
don't
a
need to
come
take all
to
of them.
Can we have like a come to God moment with the one that was crying?
The one that was crying, was crying hard. He cries so much that the tears stop flowing, and his voice goes raw, and eventually goes away. And he still looks like he's crying, or at least trying to cry.
Again, there.
Have some time, I can make one of those sleep-inducing little concoctions and knock them
Sure.
out.
Not a problem. Larry can throw him over his shoulder and carry him. Again, you get the other ones generally to follow you. You get them back to the rest stop, waiting there. Eventually, a carriage comes. They weren't expecting these new people, but it's okay. There's enough room. You get back to the chapter house, and then like, what do you tell them? What's your report? It doesn't have to be one singular report. They're
So
assuming
I
that each
grabbed
you
one of
kind
them, right, and I threw it into another one, and it knocked him off balance.
I can see Larry's
I don't
entire
know if there was
report just being the combat.
Yeah. Artemir's
they-
pretty much, we found a cult again.
They'd read Larry's report and they're just like, was it just a fight? Yeah, they would read Cassidy's report and be like, was there even a fight? I don't. They'd read Howard's and it's
fighting
like,
with
was
the
he actually
cultists,
doing
yeah.
a show? What's happening?
Yeah, I think
Mine's
Cassidy's would
very
probably be
quick.
most detailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only balanced reports would come from Artemir and Raven. That's the only balanced reports that they would get.
Yeah.
And like mine still in the middle devolves into me bitching about the cult and how it's so unoriginal and why can't these cults get their own thing?
Oh yeah, and then everybody but Artemir's report would be like, and then Artemir did some cult shit.
And Artemir specifically says, I did no cult shit.
I abstained from all cult-like activity.
But yes, the suggestion to put a lighthouse there is not only taken into consideration, but agreed upon fully. They are putting together a task force to go out and take care of that. They have no intention of clearing out that holler, as they just seem to be people, but they will be keeping an eye on them because that's where those elders came from. The two that got away are gone. They have no clue where they are. The ones that are left and alive, what was it? The crying one, the one that was just standing there. Oh, wait, what was the third one?
No, I killed the one that was just standing there.
Oh, that's right. Well, who was left?
It was just a crying one. And
There was a dude that he just knocked out, too, that Larry just knocked
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
So crying one.
Crying one, unconscious one,
Knocked
and then the
out.
two that fled.
Really? That's it?
That was it. I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so
'cause
you
the
only
fifth
took
one
two.
was the one that was just standing there.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah. So the one they're both completely well. The one that was just standing there, they end up. He ends up recovering, and they're able to question him, and but they end up putting him away. The one that was like crying, they end up having to take him to a home, a sanitarium of sorts, and he never really recovered from what you saw. So
Aw.
he now resides in a sanitarium. All right. So I would say that was a successful mission.
Yeah. It was fun.
Ooh, we didn't die.
pros and cons, yeah.
So I thought
No one
for
died.
sure someone was getting a scar. Thought for sure.
I-
But
So how do we get scars?
If you
If
get
you-
3 marks in a particular category, be it body,
Category.
brain, or bleed, you will then fall unconscious, and you will get a scar that is related to that category. So it
Oh.
could be a physical scar, a mental scar, or a magical scar.
and the scar
Larry got
does have
super
to
close.
pertain to the injury that you got.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But yeah, Larry did get super close.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah. I was concerned. I was like, are we going to be able to cart him out of here?
Yeah. Thank you for that. Literally, famous last words. I'll just try it on the next round. Gets a 1.
All right, so we are going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and ask these questions. Did you contain or destroy a source of bleed?
We did.
Yes.
Yes, you did. Did you provide comfort or support for those affected?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, you did.
Dougie and Lila.
Well,
Yeah.
no, well,
And the
specific.
cultist.
Even more specifically, the crying
Yeah.
cultist who
Yeah.
Raven specifically bent over to comfort.
There.
Yeah.
Did you bring something of importance back for the Candelic Obscura to study?
Yeah, I grabbed a worm.
Worm.
Yeah, there were
Yeah.
so many things that were brought back. It's
Yeah.
not just a worm.
Yeah.
So many things were brought back, including
Oh, yeah, and
including people. Yeah,
Including people.
and booze. All right, so you got 4 illumination points. Earn 4 if every player fulfilled. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Earn 2 illumination if some, but not all players fulfilled an illumination key during the session. Oh, earn 4 if every
Okay,
player
so we get
fulfilled at least
3
one. Yeah,
from
no,
just
that's
those.
no. You get 4 because every player fulfilled at least one of those.
Well, no,
So you get 4.
these
Well,
are
it's
individual
our personal
illumination
ones.
keys.
Yeah,
I
because
know.
we each have 3 illumination keys that we also have to do as individuals.
Correct. I'm
Yeah.
giving you 4 from the regular ones.
Okay.
Oh, got you. Okay. And then
And
I
then,
did
and then
collect
if you could,
oddities.
yeah. Yeah, I was about to say, go ahead and read off what your condition was and if you met it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So mine was collect oddities, act bizarre, and consult arcane texts. I definitely collected oddities and consulted arcane texts. Was I bizarre enough?
Yes.
I think
Okay.
you all met that condition.
Bullshit. You did some cult shit.
Yeah,
I did some cult shit.
Cult shit
Yeah.
qualifies.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Put that on a
Howard?
t-shirt. Cult shit qualifies.
Howard, what about you?
Perform a trick, spot a ruse, or seek out real magic. I don't think there were any ruses to spot necessarily, but I
You
mean,
performed a trick.
I was gonna say I think the smoke bomb and thing counts as a trick. Got that one. I guess we were all seeking
And
out magic, anyways. Sort of. I don't know.
You only have to
You
do one
only
of
need
them?
one. So. Yeah.
Yeah, then you got it. Raven?
Where's mine?
They're at the very bottom.
Bottom under illumination keys.
Uh,
Yours are do something illegal, make a deal, or stand up to authority.
I don't think I did any of those.
You did something illegal. You stole a pickle.
Oh yeah.
Broke into the basement.
Yeah, we
breaking and
broke and
entering is
entered.
illegal.
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
Those don't count as illegal.
But, those cultists were technically the authority of that holler, so
Oh, true.
That's fair. That's fair.
Stretch it a bit, yeah.
And you 100% murdered one of them.
That is also illegal.
That is also illegal. Murder is illegal. Frowned upon in most societies.
Does it count
Cassidy.
if it makes a deal with a guy to stay at our working place to make pickles?
Hey,
Business idea. The business deal.
I would
I'd
count
say that counts. Yeah.
And I got all three.
Hey,
Brad.
mine were mentor and ally. I don't think that really happened. Another one was reference
Robbie?
research.
Yeah, you.
What? He's
He's an
kind
ally.
of an ally.
Mm-hmm.
Am I
Yeah.
mentoring him though, or is he more of a guinea pig?
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
What
definitely
exactly
referenced-
qualifies as mentoring?
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
I
feel
is
like
it just
they
if
I think
you
it's-
buy
showing the
somebody a
road.
drive?
it's debatable, and it depends on how far the Lightkeeper's willing to stretch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely did the other two. So we don't have to count mentoring an ally. Because we did reference research and we did make a plan. We made several plans throughout the course of
We did.
this. So
Perfect. Rick?
Mine were study an artifact, discuss history, or run into danger. I definitely ran into danger, and I did study an artifact. I don't think I discussed history at all, but
Mm-mm.
we don't have to get all three.
That's okay.
Yeah. So I think you guys nailed it. So what is that? That's another... How many points for that?
I think that's another 4.
I think each yes to those questions is a point, and then you get another 4 for the
If all of us.
Yeah.
for all of us
are-
completing it. So I think it's 7 total.
7 total, yeah. Which would be enough to get us on to a milestone on the circle sheet.
Oh, exciting.
Hell yeah.
Like, what are the milestones?
like you can add an action point, add 2 drive points, take a new ability, or guild an additional ability.
Gotcha.
So you get like extra stats.
Right.
I think that this would be really, really fun to play. Everybody has like their investigators or however we want to call them. Play like a few games, get them up a few milestones, retire the characters, start a new
Mhm.
group, and have the characters that you retired be Lightkeepers in the next few games.
Yeah.
That would be really fun.
Alrighty.
Larry the Lightkeeper.
Especially like if a couple of the characters died or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So do we?
So it's like you're not doing like a campaign, like a long campaign, but you're still doing mini campaigns where these campaigns have effects on later campaigns. Great.
I was just
Mhm.
gonna say like it's a thread of narrative through like a Monster of a Week setting.
Yeah. I'm thinking that's what they're doing with the Critical Role one too, because they've announced that they're going to do at least 3 chapters of it, and they're all different circles. At least I'm hoping that we get to hear about the other characters as it progresses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like this. I can't wait for the full book to come out. All right, I think we are going to go ahead and end this for the day. If you would like to follow any of our players, we'll go ahead and have them introduce themselves again and give a social directory or whatever if you want to follow them on social media or whatnot. We'll go ahead and start with CiCi.
Hi, this was CiCi of CiCi Cosplays, playing Cassidy Wild. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok.
Jason?
Jason playing Howard. I don't do a ton of social media, but I guess my Twitter is jcook96. And if you ever want to play PlayStation, I'm Shark1112.
Ray?
I'm Ray, and I was playing Artemir Vainscott. You can find me on Twitter for as long as it remains at Desolatung, or you can also find me on Fansly if you want some spicy content at Dreadful Deer.
And Gothy.
I'm Gothy. If you want to watch me draw, I am a new artist. I have a TikTok, Gothy Oogie, and DeviantArt, just Oogie21. Oh, and a Twitter, which is also, I believe, just Oogie.
Well, I think that'll be good for the day. Hopefully we will do this again sometime soon, and I guess we'll catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
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 It was nice to know you.